Another technique we're using for experiment 4 and our investigation using the ideal gas law is to measure the volume of a trapped gas. Now we're kind of doing this in a roundabout method, and we're going to use the butane from a lighter. We're not actually going to light the lighter. What we're going to do is measure the volume by displacing water in a graduated cylinder, and we're going to determine the mass, so we can get the density from the mass and the volume. And we're not actually going to light the lighter. We're just going to release the butane gas and measure the volume. We are going to have to weigh the lighter before and after. So what I would recommend is dunking the lighter in the water, drying it off, and then weighing it. If you weigh the dry lighter and then release the gas, it's going to take a really long time to dry and your mass will be off. So I'd recommend getting it wet first. Then you're going to measure the volume, and how we're going to do that is we're going to fill a trough with water, and we're going to put some water in the graduated cylinder and invert it. But I don't want to go all the way to the top. I want to keep the pressure, atmospheric pressure, pretty similar. But we do want to make sure that we can tell a difference. So I'm going to mark my initial volume, reading that meniscus, not dumping my tray over. So this is right at 40 mils. And then I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to tilt it a little bit, but not so much that I introduce air. So I'm putting my lighter underwater at the mouth, the opening of the graduated cylinder, and I'm going to press down and release, and there are going to be some bubbles. You're going to see a small stream of bubbles being released. And the longer you hold it down, the more gas you'll release. The bigger the difference, typically easier to measure. Okay. Now I'm going to dry off my lighter, and I'm going to weigh the difference to determine the difference, and I'm going to record the volume. And this is just over 2 milliliters, so I'm going to estimate that last digit. I'll say about 2.1 milliliters. So that's the volume of the butane gas released from my lighter, and then I'm going to record the mass, and then we can find density, and we can rearrange the ideal gas law to determine the molar mass.